Hello guys and girls, and welcome back to a new video today. This is my rating Tranmere Rovers players video because of there is no game on Tuesday because of the players from Stevenage have got COVID. So hopefully you guys all get better, whoever you are that have got it. So hopefully you're back very soon and we can have our game Tranmere Rovers versus Stevenage. So I'm going to start off with the ratings. 1 out of 10, or maybe 0 out of 10, maybe. Depends how you've played. So I'm going to start off with the number 1 goalkeeper, Scott Davis. For me, is our number 1 keeper. He's been hit and miss during this season, from 2020 to 21. He can do a lot better. He needs to dive a lot more. I think he's lazy at times. And obviously, people don't like him, people like him. But in my eyes, I think he's really hit and miss. But I know for a fact he can do a lot better. Obviously, when we were in the National League, he was a great keeper in that period of time. So I'm going to give Scott Davis, I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10. So the next one is Lee O'Connor, who is our right back on loan from Celtic. Good little youngster. Haven't really seen much of him, but from what I've seen of him, he's an okay player. So I think he can be a lot better when I see more of him. So I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. Liam Rydal now has been at the club for a good few years now, 7 to 8 years, and he came from Huddersfield, and he's a really great defender, left back. He knows where the goal is. He knows when he does a good cross, because I really love him as a player. And I think he should be our main captain for me, or Ollie Banks. But yeah, I think Liam Rydal is a great defender. And he gets my respect because he is a fantastic player. When he plays really good, he does. So yeah, I'm going to give Liam Rydal a 7 out of 10. So the next one is Sid Nelson. Sid Nelson, who's our number 4, came from Millwall. He's a great defender, great centre-back. He's a leader when he's on the pitch, and he shows them what he's all about. And personally, I think he needs to start more games, but he's always on the bench, and it really pisses me off because he does not deserve to be on the bench. He deserves to be in the first team, starting every game. I think he's a class defender, really good. He's got everything what it takes. I don't think he scored. I think he scored maybe 1 goal last season. I'm not too sure, but I don't think he has scored, but he might have. But yeah, he's a really great defender. So I'm going to give him, Sid Nelson, a 7 out of 10. I really like him, and I think he's really good. So my next is Mark Ellis. I think he came from Forest Green, and I think he watched when we went up to League 2. I think it was when we beat Bournemouth, and I remember people saying he was there. So yeah, I think Mark Ellis is a good defender. Obviously, he scored a few goals. Obviously, he scored last season against Accrington Stanley. I remember that goal because I got a video of him scoring and then celebrating like mad. I went off my head when that happened. But yeah, Mark Ellis is a great defender. He's a leader, and he was fantastic last season. I haven't seen much of him this season because he's always injured. But yeah, he's a great defender. So I'm going to give Mark Ellis, on number 5, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Next one is Emmanuel Monfe. Monfe has been class for us during the last season before and everything. But when he came from Forest Green, another one from Forest Green, he's been a great player. But at the start of this season, he's been woeful. He's been good in a few games, but the past few games he's been awful. So I don't really know what to say about this. Where would I put him? I'm gonna say 6 out of 10 for me during this season. During this part of the time this season, I think he can be a lot better. We need the last season's money. Obviously, he was, or was it 2 seasons ago in 2018? Sorry, and I thought he was a great defender then. But that's what we want back. We want him back, and ever. So yeah. So next up is on number 7, Kieran Morris. I've loved Kieran Morris since he came to Tranmere Rovers, but he is another hit and miss. He has one good game, then he has a bad game. He has a good game, bad game, and then so on. But I think the past few games he hasn't been the best. But I'm not gonna write anything off because he has scored two great goals. One against Salford to get us a draw, and obviously the one against Port Vale to get the win against Port Vale with the 4-3 win. That was fantastic, beautiful goal. So yeah, I'm going to give Morris a 5 out of 10 because I know for a fact he can do a lot better than his rating, definitely. So my next one is number 8, Jay Spearing, who came from Blackpool. He's a great leader. He knows he knows when he does a great tackle because he's a great player. I'm surprised he hasn't been sent off so far this season. But yeah, I can see him doing very well for Tranmere this season, hopefully. But yeah, obviously I've seen quite a lot of games with him. Obviously he used to play for Liverpool, Bolton and Blackpool. And I think he's a great player, great CDM. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. So next one is James Vaughan. I love James Vaughan. Great striker, knows where the goal is, and not going to say anything bad about him, but obviously he has had some howlers of games. Obviously he has missed sitters before, but he knows where the goal is when Tranmere play. So obviously I think he scored 8 goals so far this season for Tranmere, which is fantastic. I know he's injured at the moment, but he will get back to being better soon. And obviously when he's back, he's going to score a load of goals. I'm hoping. Hopefully 20 goals during this season, maybe more. So yeah, I'm going to give James Vaughan. I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. So yeah, he's the highest at the moment so far. So I'm not going to rate Morgan Ferry because he's been out injured for most of the season. Obviously he's back now, but he's a great player. Obviously Morgan Ferry. Obviously last season he was fantastic. But if I was rating him from last season, I'd probably give him an 8 out of 10. But for this season, I'm not going to rate him because I haven't really seen much of him. Because he got injured in the Harrogate game when we played in the Carabao Cup, and he only just came back from injury, so I'm not going to rate him. So next is Corey Blackett-Taylor. What a player, outstanding player, and he just knows everything. He's fast, he's experienced because I think he might have played like 1 or 2 games for Villa's first team. I'm not too sure, but I don't think he has. But I think he's a great player. He knows where the goal is. His goal against Accrington Stanley in the FA Cup this season was absolutely fantastic. And obviously he scored goals last season when we played Shrewsbury. His run from the halfway line to win us the game against Shrewsbury Town away, and to get us the penalty against Watford, which was absolutely crazy, amazing to be there as well. So I'm gonna give him a 9 because I think he's been our best player so far this season for Tranmere. So obviously, so my number 13 is Joe Murphy. Joe Murphy's our goalkeeper. Obviously, he used to play for Shrewsbury Town. He's a great goalie. He used to play for Tranmere Rovers a few years ago, and he is a great goalkeeper. Personally, I think he should be on first player to be in the team. Obviously, other than Scotty Davis, because I don't think Scotty Davis is that good. But I think Murphy is great at saving penalties, and he can win us games. I know that for a fact, because I know for a fact more people prefer Murphy over Davis. So I'm going to give Murphy, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10, because I think he's a great keeper. I know I haven't seen much of him, but from what I've seen of him, he's a great keeper. So my number 14 is Kane Woolery. I love Kane Woolery. I think he's a great player. He scored a few good goals for Tranmere Rovers. I think he scored one against Port Vale, and he scored one against the team we had in the FA Cup. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember. But yeah, it'll probably come to me in a minute. But yeah, he scored a great goal, and he's been absolutely fantastic since I've seen him. I think he's been a great player. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. And he came from Swindon as well. So my number 15 is Jack Young. Obviously, he had his debut against Newport County. He done okay, but I haven't seen really much of him. So I'll probably give him about a 4 out of 10. Because I think he is a good player when he's on the pitch. I don't know if he's still at the club with us at the moment, but yeah. So next one is Otis Khan on number 17. He's been hit and miss lately. He's a good player. He scored the Tranmere's first win away this season against Harrogate Town with a 1-0 win. He scored a good goal, but I know for a fact he can do a lot better. So I'm going to have to rate him a 4 out of 10. I just don't think, I don't know, but yeah, 4 out of 10 for me. So next up is Callum MacDonald, who is on loan from Blackpool on number 18. MacDonald, he's hit and miss, very hit and miss. He has one good game, then he has a bad game. But I'm not going to say much about him, so I'm just going to go for a 3 out of 10. Because I'm not keen on him. I don't think I like him at the moment, so yeah. So next up is Leon Feeney. I love this guy. I think he's a great player. Personally, I think we should have bought him like a few years ago, because I think he's a great player. Obviously, last season he got the most assists last season. I think he got about 15, 16, or was it 12? I'm not too sure, but yeah, he got something around that. But yeah, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10, because I really like him and he's a great player. Next, Danny Walker-Rice. I haven't really seen him much, so I've seen him and he's a nice guy, but I'm not going to rate him because I haven't really seen much of him. Next, George Ray. Haven't seen much of him, so I'm not going to rate him. Paul Lewis, who is on number 22. He has been okay. He's been great. Obviously, I think it was his second game when he was at Tranmere. He had a phenomenal game, and I thought he's a great player. Obviously, he came from Cambridge, and obviously I remember him scoring a hat-trick against us when he was at Macclesfield. I remember that 4-1 defeat. Oh, it was terrible. But yeah, he's a good player, so I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. So the next one is Stephen Payne. Obviously, he's been injured throughout the whole season, so I won't be rating him. So the next one is Peter Clark. Peter Clark has been fantastic for us this season, and obviously he's won us games. He's really good at the back. Obviously he's from Oldham. Obviously we signed him from Oldham, and he's about 35, 36, and he's been great for us this season. Obviously teaming up with Ellis last season, which he was fantastic. So I'm gonna give him 7.5 out of 10, because I think he's a great player. Great player. So the next one is Ollie Banks. Ollie Banks is my favourite player at Tranmere. I know he hasn't had many games this season, obviously with the manager, our new manager, but I honestly think Ollie Banks needs to start more games and needs to start in the lineups, starting the lineups and in the first 11. I think he's a great player. He's got what it takes, and he needs to be paired up with Spearing, because Spearing is a great player and Banks is a great player. So if they team up together, we'll score goals left, right, and centre. I can tell you that for a fact, because Ollie Banks is a great centre mid. I've got his shirt from 2018, and he's a really nice guy. So I'm giving Ollie Banks a 7 out of 10 throughout this season. So next, Sam Smith. Haven't seen really much of him because he's only on loan from Reading, and he hasn't scored a goal for us yet so far this season. So I'll probably give Sam Smith a 4 out of 10. I need to see more of him because we haven't really seen much of him. So I'm going to do one more, and that is Dan Lloyd. Since we signed Dan Lloyd till the end of the season, he has been absolutely class for us. He has been a pocketer, scoring goal. He scored a goal against Man City, and he's a really good striker, centre mid, and he's a attacking midfielder, and he's a striker. Obviously, I remember him scoring 3 goals against Tranmere in the FA Cup when we got hammered by Peterborough. But yeah, he's a great player. Obviously, he used to play for Salford, Stockport County, and he's now at Tranmere. Hopefully, we sign him as a permanent for the season after. Hopefully. So yeah, I'm going to give Dan Lloyd a 7 out of 10. So yeah, that's my video. So hopefully you guys like this video, me rating Tranmere Rovers players. So if you want to see more of these videos, just type in the comments. I'll do more videos if you want me to. So yeah, I'll be doing my preview for Thursday. Bolton versus Tranmere, massive game, massive rivalry, and really hope we beat Bolton because I can't stand him. So up the Whites, come on you boys. I'll see you guys in about 2 days. So up the Whites, I'll see you guys. Up the Whites, come on you boys.